The sudden silence, that's what hit me first. Not the sirens, not the shattered glass, not even the way the rain seemed to claw at the hospital window, mirroring the icy grip within my chest. It was the absolute suffocating silence after they told me, "He's gone." Just those two words, a blunt instrument against my fragile reality. Liam, my Liam, the man whose laughter was the soundtrack to my mornings, whose touch was the warmth in my winters, simply vanished. A drunk driver, a slick road, a moment of careless abandon that ripped him from my life. We weren't out, not really. We lived in that liminal space, whispers in crowded rooms, stolen kisses in shadowed corners, a love too potent to deny yet too fragile to expose. We were strangers in the eyes of the world, lovers in the sanctuary of our shared apartment, and now he was just gone. The silence in that sterile room stretched, a tangible thing, a suffocating blanket. I remember thinking absurdly that the fluorescent lights flickered, casting long, distorted shadows that danced like mocking specters. Then the nurse, her face a blur of pity, handed me his belongings, a worn leather journal, his favorite scarf, and a small velvet box. I opened it, my fingers trembling, and inside, nestled on a bed of faded crimson, was a ring. Not an engagement ring, not a promise of forever, but a simple, elegant band inscribed with a single word: sanctuary. He knew even then the precariousness of our love, the need for a hidden haven. He knew, and he gave me this, a symbol of a future we'd never have. The twist, that journal tucked beneath the scarf wasn't just a collection of thoughts. It was a meticulous record, a detailed narrative of our clandestine romance, written with the intention of being published someday, a testament to our love, a beacon for others. He wanted the world to know, even if we couldn't tell them while he was alive. He was planning to out us, not in a careless, reckless way, but as a carefully crafted story, a gift to the world, a way to show that our love existed, was real, and was beautiful. And now he was gone, and I was left with the choice: hide his story or honor his wish and expose our hidden love to the world. A love that was too beautiful to hide, but that was now tragically forever hidden. The weight of his journal, heavy in my hands, was a physical manifestation of the secret we'd carried, a secret that now threatened to unravel my carefully constructed world. I walked out of the hospital, the rain still a relentless drumbeat, and found myself at our apartment, the place where we'd built our own little universe, a world the outside never saw. Every object, every scent, every lingering touch of his presence was a sharp, agonizing reminder. I sat on the floor, the cold tile seeping into my bones, and opened the journal. His handwriting, familiar and bold, filled the pages, recounting our first awkward encounter at the bookstore, the stolen glances across crowded tables at the cafe, the nervous energy of our first hesitant kiss. He wrote about the fear, the constant fear of being discovered, the whispers that followed us, the casual homophobia that stung like a slap. But he also wrote about the joy, the pure, unadulterated joy of being together, the way our souls seemed to intertwine, the feeling of coming home when we were in each other's arms. He described our love as a wildfire, a force of nature that couldn't be contained even if we tried to smother it. Then I found a passage, a detailed description of a secret bank account, a substantial amount of money, and instructions to use it to publish his writing. He had planned for this, for the possibility of something happening, for the chance to give our story a voice. The twist: he had also written about a family he had never mentioned, a wealthy, conservative family who had disowned him years ago when he had first come out to them. He had kept in contact with a younger sister, a sister who, as he wrote, was fiercely protective of him. She knew about us, about me. He had written a letter to her to be opened only in the event of his death, detailing our relationship and his desire for our story to be told. It was a safety net, a way to ensure his voice, our voice, wouldn't be silenced. The second twist, and it was a gut punch, was the discovery of a small, hidden compartment in the back of the journal containing a USB drive. Inside were video recordings, months worth of them, documenting our lives together. He had been secretly filming us, capturing our laughter, our arguments, our quiet moments of intimacy, creating a visual testament to our love. He had planned to merge these videos with the journal, creating a multimedia narrative, a powerful, undeniable declaration of our truth. I was now the keeper of his legacy, the custodian of our hidden love, and the only one who could decide if the world would ever see it. The USB drive, a small, unassuming rectangle of plastic and metal, held the power to shatter the carefully constructed walls of my life, the life I'd built around the secret of our love. I plugged it into my laptop, the screen flickering to life, displaying a folder labeled Our Story. Each video was a snapshot of our shared existence, a mosaic of stolen moments, now imbued with a bittersweet ache. There was the video of us attempting to cook a disastrous dinner, flour smeared across our faces, laughter echoing through the kitchen. There was the video of us dancing in the living room, bathed in the soft glow of the city lights, our bodies moving in sync, a silent conversation of love. There was the video of us curled up on the couch, reading aloud to each other, our voices a gentle murmur against the backdrop of the rain. And then there were the intimate moments, the soft touches, the lingering kisses, the whispered words of love captured with a raw honesty that made my breath catch in my throat. Watching them felt like reliving our love, but with a sharp, agonizing awareness of its finality. The journal combined with these videos formed a narrative so powerful, so undeniably real that it felt like a force of nature demanding to be seen. I contacted his sister, her voice a mixture of grief and fierce determination. She had received his letter and she was adamant that his story be told. She even offered to help me navigate his family, a family that had, as he had written, turned their back on him. She explained that they were powerful and that they would stop at nothing to hide this story to protect their image. The twist here was that she had been recording all of her conversations with me and with his family since his death. She had anticipated their reaction and had evidence of their attempts to silence us. She had also found, hidden in his old childhood room, a collection of letters he had written to her over the years, detailing his struggles with his identity, his fear of their rejection, and his unwavering love for me. These letters painted a portrait of him that was both heartbreaking and inspiring, a portrait that his family desperately wanted to erase. The second twist was that his family was not just trying to hide the story, they were attempting to rewrite it. They had contacted several media outlets offering a sanitized version of his life, a version that erased me entirely, a version that portrayed him as a lonely, tragic figure. They were attempting to erase our love, to deny its existence, to turn our beautiful story into a cautionary tale. I realized then that this was not just about honoring Liam's wish, it was about fighting for our right to exist, to be seen, to be heard. It was about refusing to let them rewrite our love story. The battle lines were drawn. It was no longer just about publishing Liam's journal and videos. It was a full-blown war against a powerful, entrenched family determined to erase our existence. His sister, a force of nature in her own right, became my ally, my shield against their relentless attacks. We leaked snippets of the journal, tantalizing glimpses of our love to online communities, building a groundswell of support. The videos, carefully edited to protect our privacy while still conveying the raw emotion of our relationship, were shared anonymously, spreading like wildfire across social media. The response was overwhelming. People saw themselves in our story, in our struggle, in our love. They saw the beauty, the vulnerability, the sheer humanity of it. The family retaliated, issuing cease and desist orders, threatening lawsuits, attempting to discredit us with fabricated stories and character assassinations. But the more they tried to silence us, the louder our voices became. The letters he had written to his sister, detailing his internal struggles and his unwavering love for me, became powerful weapons in our arsenal, humanizing him in a way that their carefully constructed narrative could not. The twist arrived in the form of a former family employee, a woman who had witnessed their manipulation firsthand. She came forward, providing us with internal documents, emails, and recordings that exposed their attempts to rewrite history, to erase our love. She revealed that they had even gone so far as to hire private investigators to dig into my past, searching for anything they could use to discredit me. The second twist in this was a cruel, almost unbelievable blow came from within. Someone in the online community, someone who had professed to be our ally, betrayed us. They leaked the full, unedited videos to a tabloid, exposing our most intimate moments, stripping away our privacy, turning our love into a spectacle. The betrayal cut deep, a wound that threatened to shatter my resolve. But even in the midst of this chaos, a strange kind of beauty emerged. People rallied around us, condemning the invasion of our privacy, demanding justice for Liam. Our story, once hidden in the shadows, was now a beacon, illuminating the darkness of prejudice and the power of love. We were no longer just two individuals, we were a symbol, a testament to the resilience of love in the face of hatred. The fight was far from over, but we were no longer alone. We had a community, a movement, a force of love that was too powerful to be ignored. The trial, a media circus, became a battleground for more than just our love story. It was a fight for visibility, for acceptance, for the right to exist without shame or fear. The family, their faces etched with a cold, calculated disdain, presented their sanitized version of Liam's life, painting him as a lost soul, a tragic figure who had strayed from the proper path. Their lawyers argued that our relationship was an aberration, a fleeting infatuation that had no place in the public eye. His sister and I, armed with the journal, the videos, and the damning evidence provided by the former employee, countered with the raw, unfiltered truth of our love. We presented Liam's letters, his words echoing through the courtroom, a testament to his unwavering belief in our right to happiness. We showed the videos, not the sensationalized clips that had been leaked, but carefully curated moments of tenderness, laughter, and quiet intimacy, moments that spoke to the depth and authenticity of our connection. We called witnesses, friends, and allies who had seen our love blossom, who had witnessed the joy and the pain of our hidden existence. The online community, our digital army, flooded social media with messages of support, their voices amplified by hashtags and shared videos, creating a wave of public opinion that even the most powerful family couldn't ignore. The twist, the final, devastating blow, came from Liam's mother. She took the stand, her voice trembling, her eyes filled with a grief that transcended hatred. She confessed that she had known about us, that she had even seen us together secretly from a distance. She admitted that she had been afraid, afraid of what her family would say, afraid of what the world would think. But she also admitted that she had seen the love in Liam's eyes, a love that she had never seen before. She broke down, sobbing, and asked for forgiveness, not just from me but from Liam, from herself. The second twist, the revelation that changed everything, was the discovery of a final entry in Liam's journal, a letter addressed to his family, to be opened only after his death. In it, he revealed that he had known about their attempts to erase him, to rewrite his story. He wrote about his love for me, his unwavering belief in our right to exist, and his hope that one day they would see the beauty in our love, the beauty that they had tried so hard to deny. He wrote, "Our story was too beautiful to hide, and even in death it will shine." The jury's verdict was unanimous. They ruled in our favor, affirming our right to tell our story, to celebrate our love. But the real victory wasn't just the legal one. It was the shift in public perception, the realization that our love, like all love, was valid, worthy, and undeniable. It was the understanding that even in the face of hatred and prejudice, love in its purest form would always prevail, and that even from strangers, a love this profound would never be hidden again.